Hello, magical people. Welcome back to the Megmoonbeam and Beyond Mystic YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. And we're here today for the new Astro Woo for July 2025, your monthly Western astrology horoscope for July for the whole collective and all 12 signs. Sorry, you guys, I'm a little bit late in coming live. I just had my recent order of silver just come in the mail just in time for the new moon in Cancer. So I saw the FedEx truck coming in the drive, and I knew it was my silver that I just ordered from, what are they called? MF Bullion, our trusty MF Bullion. So hope everybody's doing well. And I'm doing the monthly forecast a little bit earlier than usual. Usually I do it right before the month starts, but Jens and I are going to be hosting a retreat up in Algonquin Park, and then we've got our Beyond Mystic summer vacation. So we're doing it today. We're doing it nice and early, and I'm very happy to be here with you all. So before we get into the astrology for July, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Beyond Mystic and Megmoonbeam YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. We appreciate all of your support so much, sending so much love to all of you out there. And we got lots of amazing content out on the channels at the moment. So make sure you're subscribed to keep up to date with everything that we've got going on. And if you'd like to have a personal astrology reading with me, those are available over at consultations.beyondmystic.net. The link is in the description box below. And I think my earliest availability at the moment is November 2025. And also, we've got this upcoming Shamanic Breathwork Part 2 workshop on the Beyond Mystic Academy with Sylvia, lovely Sylvia. That's available, so you can go check that out at Beyond Mystic Academy. And there's the discount code there that you can use to get 10% off. So I don't know why our streaming software is looking a little bit different today. So I'm a little bit bigger than usual, but okay, we're going to roll with it. So let me know, everybody, how you're doing out there. Hello, Sharon. Very nice to see you. Tracy, nice to see you. Sending big hugs your way. Hello, everybody. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about July 2025 astrology. And we're going to start with talking about some of the key dates. Then I'll get into some of the overall themes, as well as tarot card reading for the collective. And then we're going to go through each of the 12 signs for your sign horoscope and tarot reading for the month ahead. So hello, Murdoch. Nice to see you. Hello, Woo family. Yes, hello, Woo family. So July 2025, this is a very interesting month because July 7th, okay, Uranus enters Gemini. And from July 7th to September 1st, we're going to have all the outermost planets, Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, and Saturn in fire and air signs. Okay, so the energy is very much totally shifting. We're dipping our toes into all of the outermost planets into air and fire signs. They're going to dip back. Okay, not Pluto. Pluto's fully in Aquarius as of end of November 2024. But Granddaddy Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, they're going to dip back into Pisces and Taurus, their respective signs. It won't be until 2026 when we're fully in all the outer planets in fire and air signs. But we're dipping our toes in from July 7th to September 1st. So this is a very big energy shift. We're starting off the month July 4th. Happy Independence Day. Happy Canada Day to all my fellow Canadians and Americans. July 4th, Venus enters Gemini and Neptune goes retrograde in Aries, and Venus conjunct Uranus. So July 4th, jam-packed Independence Day. We've got a lot going on for sure. Venus doesn't mind to be in Gemini. You know, we've had Venus the past, what has it been, past month? Can't remember at the top of my head how long it's been exactly, but Venus has been in her home sign of Taurus, where she very much likes to be. July 4th, she's moving into Gemini, which she also likes to be. It's a neutral kind of place for her. And kind of Neptune going retrograde in Aries on July 4th, this kind of hones in on one of the themes I wanted to bring up with you guys, because as we go into July, we're going to start to have not a full-on retrograde city, but that's kind of an astrological term we like to use when there's a lot of planets in retrograde. But I guess, actually, no, I guess it is a retrograde city. What am I talking about? Because we already have Pluto retrograde. In July, we're going to have Neptune, Saturn, and Mercury retrograde, and Chiron go retrograde. So actually, I'm wrong. What the heck am I talking about? I'm having a total retrograde moment. We are going to have a retrograde city, which is a term we like to use when there's a lot of freaking planets in retrograde, part of July going into part of August as well. So, with this influence of retrograde planets, and of course, we feel Mercury retrogrades the most because Mercury, the closest planet to the sun, rules a lot of the day-to-day activities, gadgets, communication. So Mercury, we definitely feel the most. And that Mercury retrograde is going to be from July 17th to August 10th, 2025, July 17th to August 10th, Mercury retrograde. Okay, but we also do feel the other retrogrades. All the planets do rule different areas of life. So with planets in retrograde, this is a theme of the past, reflection, looking back in the areas of life that particular planets rule. So we already have Pluto in Aquarius retrograde since I think it was May 4th, and he's going to be there until I think October 13th. So this is a lot of uncovering, secrets being revealed, and profound transformation and shadow work in the Aquarius areas of life, which is the truth about humanity and our history, technology, the future innovations being exposed. Neptune going retrograde in Aries is highlighting our spirituality, our creativity. Neptune is very similar to Pluto because it rules secrets, hidden things, behind the scenes groups. So with Pluto and Neptune both going to be going retrograde starting in July, this is a lot of continued uncovering. We've already been going through this major theme, but continued uncovering of secrets being revealed from hidden groups, hidden secret societies. And of course, Saturn going retrograde, that can really highlight even more governments, law and order, reality checks. We can actually feel a planet's influence even stronger when it is retrograde. And with Mercury retrograde from July 17th to August 10th, this can be, more propensity for communication issues, misunderstandings, not the best time to be signing documents, making contracts, buying new car, buying new gadgets, doing travel. So, we want to be very mindful during a Mercury retrograde. So as we go into the rest of the summer, information from our past coming forward, continued healing having to do with the past, right? July 6th, Venus sextile Granddaddy Saturn on the same day as Venus sextile Neptune. So also as we're going into July, Saturn and Neptune are in a strong conjunction to each other. And actually, I believe it's the end of July going into the beginning of August, Saturn and Neptune will be conjunct in Aries at 1 degree, which is an Aries degree, but they won't be exact until February 2026. So we're going through July, the rest of the summer with Saturn, Neptune conjunct. That'll be really nice, July 6th, those sextiles to Venus, bringing more of the benefic influence of what that conjunction is all about, which stay tuned, you guys. I'm going to do a whole separate video on the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. I've also got next week a whole separate long-form video on Uranus and Gemini for the collective and all 12 signs, really in depth. So I won't go too into Uranus and Gemini in today's video because I'm going to do a whole separate forecast on that. But really briefly, for those of you who don't know, okay, what the heck is Uranus and Gemini all about? Well, starting on July 7th, Uranus enters Gemini, and this is definitely a breath of fresh air, things starting to move very fast. Gemini is fast and quick towards our future. Uranus is the future that we're stepping into. We've been going through since 2018, Uranus, the planet that rules the future, innovation, shocks, surprises, independence, revolution, in his fall position of Taurus. So this is why things have been so unstable since 2018, because we've been going through Uranus in his fall position of Taurus. Uranus entering Gemini, where he way more likes to be. It's a lot lighter for him. It's going to help us move forward into this Aquarian future even more. We're going to start to have in July, August, September, as we dip our toes in the beginning of this Uranus and Gemini transit, huge developments and innovation, Uranus, in the Gemini areas of life. And Gemini rules a lot of areas of life, okay? Because Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Gemini is communication, short distance travels, our local communities, gadgets, children, schooling, truths, journalism, media. It's a lot of stuff. So we're about to see a lot of big developments, changes, innovations, inventions, particularly at the beginning of this transit when Uranus is 0 degrees, critical degree in Gemini. So very, very exciting. July 10th, we've got a full moon in Capricorn. Let me bring up the chart. Let's take a little look-see at this chart, the full moon in Capricorn. We've been having very powerful lunations as of late. And actually, I'm filming today's July forecast on June 24th. And tomorrow, on June 25th, we're going to have the most positive new moon of the year, a new moon in Cancer conjunct Jupiter, exalted in Cancer, with, yes, some intense aspects, but also some very positive aspects at the same time. So if you happen to be watching this video on around the new moon in Cancer, within 3 days before or after June 25th, definitely set your intentions, work with that new moon, because it's very, very positive. So this full moon in Capricorn that we're going to have on July 10th at precisely 4:36 p.m. Eastern time is going to be full moon in Capricorn at 18 degrees of Capricorn. Now, some of you may or may not remember that a year ago, the full moon in Capricorn we had in 2024, I predicted literally to the day that it was going to be on the full moon in Capricorn that Joe Biden would step out of the presidential race. And that did happen literally to the day on the full moon in Capricorn. Not that hard of astrology to predict. I mean, full moons are about release, endings, completion, illumination. Capricorn does rule presidents, governments, law and orders, the structures of life. Right. There was also some transits with Biden's chart that made me make that very accurate precision literally to the day. But with any full moon in Capricorn, it brings attention to our governments, law and orders, the highest levels of leadership position. And we can very much see in the world stage political leaders, political groups, country systems coming to an end, especially now in 2025, that we've got that Saturn-Neptune conjunction happening at the same time. So I'm expecting with this full moon in Capricorn on July 10th, major geopolitical happenings, endings. In our personal lives, we can definitely be going through some major endings or release having to do with our long-term goals, legacy, work, career, and also elders in our lives. And it's interesting that this full moon in Capricorn is going to be at 18 degrees, which is a Virgo degree. Okay, Capricorn, the sign that the full moon will be in, and Virgo, its degree, both earth signs, both rule work, day-to-day work. The practical side of life can both have to do with income. And at the time of this full moon, Mars in Virgo conjunct the South Node. Okay, so one of my predictions for the month of July with this full moon in Capricorn, and also with exact Mars conjunct South Node, which is going to be exact, I think it's on July 20th, that'll be exact. There's going to be a death to, a major ending to, the South Node is release and endings to the 9 to 5 to our routines, our daily routines, how we've been working certain kind of work. You know, we do have AI really coming into the fold. Uranus entering Gemini, Pluto in Aquarius. So this is a month where we're really going to start to see ourselves step into this future that we've been waiting for. And it's going to affect technology very much. It's going to affect communication very much, and day-to-day work and jobs, and what we've considered regular common jobs are going to definitely be changing. So that's going to be a very powerful full moon in Capricorn that we're going to have on July 10th. July 13th, Saturn goes retrograde in Aries. July 17th, Mercury goes retrograde in Leo. So the second part of the month, we've got Pluto, Neptune, Saturn, Mercury, all retrograde, definitely what we call a retrograde city. Okay. Again, to reiterate, things from the past coming forward in the areas of life that those planets rule. Okay. And when a lot of planets are retrograde at the same time, especially Mercury or the inner planets, which the only inner planet will be Mercury, July 17th to August 10th, not the best time to be initiating new things. Now, it's a little bit of a juxtaposition because Uranus in Gemini is very much about the future moving forward, and we're going to see that in the collective, but it's also going to be bringing up at the same time with these planets retrograde the need to look back, the need to look at where we've come from, the need to look at, okay, what has worked up until this point? What are we fully letting go of now? What are we still going to bring forward into the future? And also, I'm hearing Spirit say a lot of information about the past that's been hidden coming forward all at the same time. I'm kind of just channeling that right now. Fast, 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 Gemini, Uranus, and Gemini, so that we can move into the future. I'm hearing Spirit bring up about, if you ever want to open a new door or have a really new beginning in life, you have to have dealt with the things in the past pertaining to that specific area of life. So I'm just getting this very strong sense intuitively, and with the astrology going into July, it is going to be a lot of innovation. It is going to be a lot of future forward movement, but at the same time, a lot of information and truths from the past coming up that we need to have conscious to be able to fully move into the future. Does that make sense how I'm explaining that, you guys? I really hope it does. Let me know. As we move to the later part of July, July 22nd, Sun enters Leo. Woohoo! So we're going to have Cancer season from July 1st to July 22nd, and then Leo season starting on July 22nd, going until August. On the exact day that the Sun enters Leo, Sun sextile Uranus. Okay, so that Sun sextile Uranus is going to activate Uranus now being in Gemini. So definitely, bam, with the Sun 0 degrees of Leo in a sextile to Uranus, 0 degrees of Gemini, I think we're going to hear some really new innovative news or breakthroughs, inventions on that day or surrounding the days of July 22nd. Could be a lot of information having to do with ETs and outer space as well. Uranus rules those areas. July 24th. Okay, we're getting back into the intensity, you guys. July 24th, we have one of the most intense new moons of the year. New moon in Leo. Now check this. On the same day as Sun trine Saturn, positive, Sun trine Neptune, positive, but on the same day as exact Sun opposite Pluto. Okay, that's one of the most intense freaking aspects we can have in astrology. So let's bring up the chart for this. Let me know if we've got any Cancers in the chat or any Leos in the chat. Happy birthday to all of our July Cancers and Leos. So new moon in Leo, July 24th, 2 degrees of Leo, right? In an exact opposition to Pluto, retrograde 2 degrees of Aquarius. with, look at that, South Node conjunct Mars, which is exact on July 20th, but within a 3-degree orb. So, okay, this is interesting because this new moon is going to feel really weird. You guys, okay, weird is like the key word for July. Weird, weird, weird. With Uranus, the planet of weirdness, shocks and surprises and innovation. 0 degrees, the strongest degree in Gemini. It's going to be weird, weird, weird. Pluto in Aquarius, Aquarius ruled by Uranus, is weird. But, a typical new moon in Leo is very positive. Leo is a very positive sign. It's fun, it's play, it's creativity, it's the inner child, it's positivity and love and romance. But with this new moon in an exact opposition to Pluto, Pluto is death. Pluto is destruction, letting go, cleansing toxicity, endings, right? So there's also this theme in July, not just with this new moon in Leo, but in all of July, of fresh new energy, but at the same time, major death, major ending. Okay. I think that we are going to see around this new moon in Leo on July 24th, a major leader, political leader, or celebrity lose their power, lose their grip. Okay. And this may have to do with Israel, because Israel's country chart has 4-degree Leo moon. So this new moon is going to be conjunct the moon of Israel with Pluto in an opposition to it. So potential for, and I'm just reading the astrology here, potential here for Netanyahu to maybe be no longer the leader of Israel, or a major change in Israel having to do with the government or leadership. That'll be very interesting. So that's a country specifically getting affected. But, Leo rules royalty, celebrity, politicians, famous people. With Pluto in an opposition to that, there's going to be major exposing, secrets being revealed, somebody really losing their power. Okay, so that's going to be interesting. This new moon is incredibly powerful as it forms strong aspects with all 4 of the outermost planets. It's an excellent time to start new beginnings and set intentions related to, sorry, you guys, I'm getting a call. My mom's trying to call me on my phone. Let me shut that off. Just one second. Just going to make sure she's okay. It's so funny when I'm live sometimes and I get a call. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. So this new moon in Leo, July 24th, is an excellent time to start new beginnings and set intentions related to our passions, creative projects, romance, fun, inner child, children, and celebrations. Pluto will, as I said, be in an exact opposition to this new moon, adding a layer of major intensity and highlighting power struggles. We may even see the death. Okay, and I'm not calling upon anybody's death. I'm just reading the astrology. Okay, Pluto does rule death. We may see a death around this new moon, the day of it, of a major political figure, celebrity, or royal family member. This energy urges us to release toxicity from our lives and make room for fresh, positive Leo energy. So, woo, that's going to be a doozy. Be aware of that July 24th new moon. And at the end of the month of July, we've got Venus enters Cancer. Chiron goes retrograde in Aries. So by the end of the month, again, Pluto, Neptune, Saturn, Mercury, Chiron. What was the other one? I'm having a brain fart. Pluto, Neptune, Saturn, Mercury, Chiron. Oh yeah, 5. All together retrograde. July 31st, Mercury Cazimi. Sun conjunct Mercury exact. We can be receiving major downloads, truths on that day. Okay, what else have I got for you guys before we get into the 12 sign readings? Yeah, just to reiterate some of the major themes of this July 2025. Cancer season until July 22nd. So Cancer is all about home, family, our emotional foundation. We've got Jupiter exalted in Cancer this Cancer season. So very positive time from July 1st to 22nd for anything having to do with home, family, real estate, emotional matters. And that actually goes for the whole Jupiter and Cancer transit for the whole next year. Very lucky and positive. Leo season starting on July 22nd is going to be a little bit more intense and dramatic than the Cancer season. I know it's already been a little bit intense and dramatic. Some of you guys may be watching this with me as I'm filming live on June 24th, the day after we've had the peace deal ceasefire between the USA, Israel, and Iran, which I also said yesterday would happen, literally yesterday or today. So the astrology doesn't lie, you guys. Yeah, Leo season will be even more intense. Lots of power struggles, changes with politicians, celebrities, governments. I talked about Uranus entering Gemini. I talked about planets going retrograde, and also the Mars conjunct the South Node, major release of day-to-day work, routine scheduling that we've had in the normie world up until this point, major changes to the 9 to 5. And Virgo also rules health and the health field. So that's also been one of my predictions for this year. I'm going to say it's not going to be until August or September. And I've been saying this for the whole past year before Del Bigtree said there's going to be like a press conference talking about the you-know-whats that RFK Jr. is going to do at the end of August. We're going to have major revealings about the healthcare field, what's been done to us health-wise, and solutions, and amazing healing modalities come out in regards to that. All righty. So Cindy says, peace deal has fallen apart and our Mr. T dropped an F-bomb on live TV. Yeah, I loved seeing him drop the F-bomb. The peace deal, I think, is, and this is just my personal astrological interpretation, it is going to work out. I do not see us entering a crazy World War III and everybody's going to get bombed like crazy. So yeah, just stay patient, you guys. You said this will be the lightest new moon of the whole year. Yes, exact tomorrow, June 25th, from when I'm filming this video. Definitely. Okay, so before we get into the readings for each of the 12 signs, let's do a little collective tarot reading for all of us for the month of July. Cindy says, I agree, Meg. Just didn't know if you saw it. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Okay, so let's gonna ask the universe, what is our guidance for our highest good as we enter July? Uranus going into Gemini. Oh my God. Amazing astrology. What is our guidance as we enter this month? Two of Wands. Queen of Wands. Okay, things are getting energized. We're getting inspired. We're getting activated. Ooh. And the Four of Pentacles reversed. He came up yesterday too, I think. And our bonus card, Five of Swords reversed. Okay, I feel like pulling a fifth one. I'm feeling the number 5. And the Seven of Cups reversed. 2 uprights, 3 reversed. Let's see if this will zoom in on the camera. No, it doesn't want to zoom in. Sorry, you guys. I've got a different setup because I'm traveling at the moment. So 2 of Wands. I love this card because it's very much about moving forward, personal power, planning, justice. Spirit saying as we go into July, we're moving forward. Things are becoming more clear. Things are becoming more activated. Where we're going into the long term is becoming more clear. There's going to start to be less confusion going into July. The affirmation on here is believe in your personal power. First steps, justice. So we can also see a major justice being served. I dropped the card. Oops. And the Queen of Wands, we've got 2 wands. I love her with her black cat. She's very empowered. She says, you can always call on your natural confidence, warmth, passion, enthusiasm, determination. Yeah, we're feeling more confident about where we're going, what we're putting our energy towards. This is becoming more clear to us. Positive developments for humanity. As those positive developments are happening with the Four of Pentacles reversed, it's inviting us to further let go of the parts of the matrix that, you know, aren't in alignment for us to hold on to anymore, right? This Four of Pentacles upright, he's like really holding on tight to his pentacles. He can be greedy, he can be overly materialistic. So with him reversed, it's saying, and especially that makes sense with the South Node in Virgo conjunct Mars, really be honest with yourself about what isn't working anymore financially, resource-wise, having to do with the material world. And I'm hearing Spirit say, act accordingly, because there are going to be fast changes as we go into this month. MJ, I want to say Woosters, all systems go. I love that. Yeah, this is definitely for this month, the time of all systems go. And the Five of Swords reversed. Wow. This is like we're stepping out of conflict. We're stepping into fairness. I also forgot to mention, you guys, that at the start of July, Jupiter in Cancer is coming off of the strong square from Saturn and Neptune. So for most of June, Jupiter, who went into Cancer June 9th, yay, exalted, most luckiest position, other than his home signs of Pisces and Sagittarius, has been square Saturn and Neptune. That's been kind of weighing down a little bit, the Jupiter and Cancer transit. As July starts and we get out of the strong square of Jupiter and Saturn and Neptune, things are lightening up. And part of this Jupiter and Cancer transit is healing in our familial relationships, healing in our homelands. There's not going to be as much conflict happening anymore. And we've also got the Seven of Cups reversed. Interesting. Desire, lust, vanity, wrath, temptation, distraction, disarray. So I feel like one of the challenges of Uranus and Gemini, with a lot of planets retrograde at the same time, July going into August, is there's a lot of options being presented, okay? And make sure you're making them from a grounded place and not a place of past, Four of Pentacles reversed, attachment to what has been, the things that have given you comfort and pleasure in the past that no longer apply into this new world we're stepping into. For example, I'm hearing Spirit say, not that I don't think alcohol is evil, okay, or bad in moderation, but as our bodies are becoming lighter and lighter, drinking every day, doing things that take yourself out of your body every day. And I know we're all different, but something like that, it's not in alignment anymore, actually. Self-care is very important, paying attention to what are desires or temptations, distractions that we've been holding on to, that it feels like they're naturally just going to be released, especially with Mars conjunct the South Node. So interesting. None of those are major arcanas, but we do have a Queen of Wands there. So we're moving forward. We are definitely moving forward. Okay, you guys, now we're going to go through each of the 12 signs for the month of July. And we're going to start with our Aries. And I invite you to listen to your rising, your sun, and your moon sign for the 12 sign predictions. So Aries, 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 we've got Saturn and Neptune both going retrograde in your sign this month. The Aries at the beginning, Aries degrees will be the most affected, as Saturn and Neptune currently at 1 or 2 degrees. So yeah, for Aries, it is pretty intense astrology. Saturn and Neptune conjunct in your sign. Okay, so there can be a major sense for the Aries of dissolving, letting go of structures, uh, things that no longer serve you. If you're an Aries and you feel like you're being rebirthed and you're going through a huge letting go, there's a lot of endings. You're not going crazy. There's a lot of healing going on for the Aries, also spiritual activation, spiritual phenomena. Neptune is spirituality. Excuse me, you guys, I just need a sip of water. Yeah, there's a very big theme for the Aries this month of actually release and letting go. I'm hearing spirits say on all levels. Your ruling planet Mars is in the sign of Virgo, really highlighting health and day-to-day work, and going to be conjunct South Node for the whole month. So with Saturn, Neptune, retrograde conjunct in your sign, Mars, your ruler, conjunct the South Node, this is like releases beyond time and space, Aries. You're releasing karmic past life contracts, karmic work situations, karmic health issues as well. Sharon says, I'm an Aries and feeling it. Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Sharon. So I definitely recommend, if you're an Aries, even though it's the summer in the northern hemisphere, definitely make time for a lot of rest, a lot of self-care, energy healing, spiritual healing, therapeutic practices. Highly recommend that for Aries for this month. This can be some very big life endings and changes this month. We've got the full moon in Capricorn in your 10th house and the new moon in Leo in your 5th house this month. So full moon in Capricorn is illuminating your 10th house of work, career, long-term goals, older people, elders in your life. There can be endings, completions in these areas, and also major healing breakthroughs in those areas as well. The new moon in Leo in the 5th house on July 24th is beautiful for new creative beginnings, having fun. It is going to be an intense new moon because it is in an opposition to Pluto, but I think Aries, things are actually going to feel lightest for you this month around that new moon in Leo. Okay, so that's a great time to be celebrating, having some fun, being in your creativity, showcasing your gifts and talents out into the world. And let's see what our tarot card is for our Aries sun, moon, and risings for this month of July. Yeah, I keep hearing that word karmic releases for you. Karmic contracts coming to a close. Some people that you thought, or some people, places, things that you thought were always going to be there are no longer going to be there by the end of the month, which may be kind of freaky at first, but you're going to be very relieved. Wow, Page of Pentacles. Okay, interesting. So approach this month with childlike curiosity and wonder. The affirmation is focus on your goals to bring great success, ideas, opportunities, eagerness, curiosity, courage. Remain calm, remain grounded, because this is going to be some very big changes for you guys. And I love that Page of Cups. It's like very hopeful. He's very, I feel, optimistic, and he's looking ahead with curiosity and like a childlike wonder. So you're going to get through this month, okay? And it may even be good to do inner child meditations, connect with your inner child as some of these very big developments are happening for you, Aries. So wishing you a magical month and sending lots of cosmic love your way. Next, we move to our Tauruses. Taurus, you're having your ruler Venus in her home sign of Taurus, your sign, until July 6th. Venus will enter Gemini. So Venus, your ruler in Gemini, is bringing focus and themes around your local community, communication, short distance travel, learning. And we're going to have at the beginning of the month, Venus conjunct Uranus, exact on July 4th, Venus and Uranus conjunct at 29 degrees, critical last degree of Taurus. So the first week of July can actually feel really kind of weird for Tauruses, not necessarily in a negative way, but there can be lots of shocks, surprises, unexpected events, downloads, inspiration, creativity. So be mindful of that, Taurus. The first week of the month is going to be a little trippy, bippy. And yay, yay, yay. Okay, I'm a Taurus rising, so shout out to all my Taurus placements. Uranus leaving our sign starting on July 7th. Okay. Woo, we've been going through Uranus and Taurus at fall since 2018. Shout out to all my fellow Tauruses, okay, because it has been so weird and unstable for us. If you are a Taurus, sun, moon, or rising, let me know in the comments. I have had, with Uranus in our sign since 2018, locked out of Canada for 2 years because of the mandates, moved to Belgium, got married, joined Beyond Mystic. I had so many bam, 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 just unexpected, weird things come up. Weird health stuff as well. It's just been very unstable, not necessarily negative, but just weird, unpredictable, and hasn't felt stable. So good news, Taurus, is Uranus is leaving our sign. Things are going to start to become, even though there's a lot of changes going on with the world, a bit more stable for us, which is very important because we are Tauruses and we like our security and we like our stability. Okay. So I'm happy to report that to you guys. You're going to be having the full moon on July 10th in your 9th house and the new moon on July 24th in your 4th house. So around July 10th, that full moon in Capricorn, many Tauruses will actually, and I actually will be, funny enough, traveling to a foreign or new place. There can be an emphasis on higher learning, courses, publishing, foreign travel, release of beliefs that no longer serve you. The new moon in Leo on July 24th in your 4th house is bringing in new positive transformational beginnings having to do with your home, family, children in your life, fertility. If you're a Taurus that's been maybe wanting to have kids or start a family, that can be coming up around that new moon. Home matters can be very highlighted as well. And you may be feeling, Taurus, because that is going to be an intense new moon in Leo on July 24th. With it being in your 4th house, you may feel a little bit more emotional than usual. We've got some Taurus placements in the chat. Sharon says, Taurus rising, and I totally relate. Chicky Blue says, I am a Taurus and I have disliked the last 10 years. Interesting. Thank you for sharing that, you guys. So Taurus, let's pull a card for you guys for this month of July. Uranus leaving our sign. What is our guidance from the universe as we step into July? Ooh, 8 of Wands. Things are moving forward. Okay, we're definitely stepping into a new energy. We're getting lots of Wands cards today, so this is a good sign. This is also news coming in fast. Okay, receiving news, movement, speed, quick decisions, change. Take action on your ideas. Life moves boldly ahead. So yay, we may even feel more energized this month, even though Uranus in your sign can make you feel energized almost to the point of like anxiety or ADD, but it's like a stable, more of a stable feeling energized. So pay attention to the news and opportunities coming forward for you guys. Love you all and have a magical month of July. Next, we move to our Gemini sun, moon, and risings. So Gemini, how are you guys doing? Let me know in the comments. Your ruling planet Mercury will be in Cancer until July 17th. Then he moves into Leo. And from July 17th to August 10th, we have a Mercury retrograde. Okay, so if you are a Gemini or a Virgo, sun, moon, or rising, that's going to affect you the most because Mercury is your planetary ruler. When Mercury's retrograde, you may feel like It's hard to think straight. It's hard to speak properly. There can be miscommunication issues. Double check your computer, phone, back everything up. Not the best time for travel, making important decisions. So just being mindful. Mercury retrograde incoming. Full moon in Capricorn is going to be in your 8th house. Woo! And new moon in Leo is going to be in your 3rd house. So that is definitely going to be an intense full moon in Capricorn for you on July 10th, happening in your 8th house, the Scorpio house. So there can be illumination, endings, completion, healing, having to do with your relationships with others, your deep merging resources that you share with others. Sorry, guys. I'm feeling the Uranus and Gemini vibes. There can be a very big transformation, healing, breakthrough, having to do with your long-term goals, work, career around that full moon. And then new moon in Leo on July 24th in your 3rd house, which is, light house. You're also going to have Mercury there as well. This is a great new moon in Leo for you to start new beginnings, having to do with learning, your local community, friends, siblings. Typically, I would say short distance travel, but it is a Mercury retrograde. So we want to be very mindful of the intentions that you're setting around that new moon. Be very mindful of what you're communicating as well. And let's see, what is your tarot card, Geminis, for the month of July? Oh, we got one popping out. Geez Louise. Whoa, the Hierophant. Major Arcana for the Geminis. Wow, Hierophant. Understand your beliefs, values, and boundaries. So, wow, what's going on with teachers in your life? Are any of you Geminis a teacher yourself? What information, wisdom, beliefs are you taking in from others? Okay, this is a very powerful month of self-empowerment, being mindful of the information you're taking from others, the teachers you have around you, who you consider kind of like an elder or a wisdom person around you. What is it that you're sharing as wisdom with others as well? So this is a very spiritually transformational and powerful month for you as well, with the Hierophant is inviting you to reflect on your values, beliefs, and boundaries. Cool. Have a magical month of July, Geminis. Next, we've got our Cancies, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Risings. And happy birthday to all of our July Cancers out there. You've got Jupiter in your sign. You guys are lucky duckies for the whole next year. I am loving it. Cancer. So you'll start to feel more positive influence of the Jupiter and Cancer transit, as I said earlier, at the beginning of July, once Jupiter is out of the square with Saturn and Neptune. We've got full moon in your 7th astrological house and new moon in your 2nd house this month. So the full moon in Capricorn in your 7th house is illuminating, also maybe bringing an ending, release, or healing, having to do with your committed relationships, contracts, obligations, aesthetic. Remember, this Capricorn full moon is very much about our work, our long-term goals. For you, your work colleagues as well. And new moon in Leo on July 24th, happening in your 2nd house. So that's a great new moon to be setting intentions, putting energy towards your values, your income streams, your pleasures and enjoyments of life. Many Cancers will be feeling very confident, optimistic with Jupiter in your sign now. And with that new moon, and maybe stepping into more income streams based on your passions, based on your gifts, based on what you love, right? Leo is, what do we love to do, right? Cancers, you can be abundant through what you love to do. And I think Jupiter in Cancer is bringing so much positive potential and opportunity for you guys. Very, very awesome. So let's pull a tarot card for our Cancies for this month of July. What have we got going? Oh, there's like cards. Wow, we got 2 cards flew out. Of course, you get an abundance of cards because Jupiter is in your sign. Knight of Cups with, you can't make this stuff up, the Wheel of Fortune, which is a Jupiter card. Okay, so Cancers, this is what everybody likes to hear. Everybody likes to hear the really good news. I hope you guys know that I'm the kind of astrologer and mystic that I will share the good, the bad, and the ugly. So if I'm telling you something very positive, it's genuine, and I'm not just saying that to kiss your butt and make you feel good. You're going to start to get what you asked for this month. Okay, Knight of Cups is riding in. He's the suitor. He's the romantic, right? He's the poet. He's the dreamer. So this is indicating, I think, many Cancers might start new relationships. As one door closes, another one door opens. So with that full moon in Capricorn, there may be some breakups for some of the Cancers, but new Knight of Cups suitors coming forward. And whether that's a love relationship, friend relationship, work, colleague relationship, and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so your dreams are coming true. Major new cycle beginning that's positive, happy, successful. Destiny, luck. Don't forget Jupiter is on your side. And you guys are like master manifestors right now. Whatever you're putting out there through your words, through your thoughts, through your what you're focusing on is literally coming right back to you. So this is looking very good for our Cancers, and you're going to feel that more from the beginning of July onwards. So love you so much, Cancers. You're the lucky duckies of the bunch. And now we move on to our Leos. Happy birthday to all of our July Leos out there. You're going to be having the full moon in Capricorn on July 10th in your 6th house, and the new moon in Leo, your sign, annual new moon in Leo, of course, in your 1st house. So full moon in your 6th, this is really interesting because, you know, the 6th house is the Virgo ruled areas of life. For all of July, we've got the South Node in Virgo, conjunct Mars in Virgo. So for many Leos, there will be a major ending to a health issue or work issues, day-to-day work that no longer works for you for your highest good. There can be a lot of work, income, routine changes. I think this is a really good month for you, Leos, to be focusing on your health and your self-care, being honest with yourself about, is there some sort of health issue that you've been putting aside? Are there issues with work that you've just been putting aside? Usually, Leos, you speak up and you deal with things in the moment, but just putting that out there. Also with the full moon in Capricorn, many of you may get rewards for if you've been doing entrepreneur work or if you've been doing really hard work. Remember, Capricorn rules really hard work. The new moon in your sign on July 24th, it is a really intense one because even though it's in Leo, which everybody loves, it's positive and very happy and fun, it's in an opposition to Pluto, okay? So you're feeling tested with this new moon. This new moon is up-leveling you at this time. It is cleansing you. It is purifying you. There may be a theme of power struggles going on around that new moon. And it's interesting because we got that Pluto in your 7th house, okay, which represents others. And I'm getting chills as I say this. Leos, you're the frickin' lions of the zodiac. You're the stars, okay? You're the leaders. You guys are like the stars of the show in many respects. You are meant to be shining, right? I'm getting a message with the energy of this month and also the new moon in Leo on the 24th with an opposition from Pluto in your 7th house. Pay attention to who and what around you makes you feel like you can be yourself and you can shine and is very supportive of that. And if there's others that don't make you feel like that, okay? You are here to shine. You are here to be fun. You are here to be happy and creative and to be a leader. And if anybody is like jealous of that or making you feel weird about that or putting your energy down or trying to dull your sparkle, screw that. Okay, so I want you guys, I'm just getting a message like, please pay attention to that. And yeah, there can be some people really showing their true colors. I don't mean to sound creepy Scorpio, but some people may be showing their true colors to you. Like, what are their true intentions to you, for you? Do they really support you? Who supports you? Have you maybe not been paying attention to the people that actually support you? Right? So powerful, powerful new moon for you guys. And let's pull a card for our Leos for the month of July. What have we got going on? Oh, another one popping out. The Six of Pentacles. Ooh, interesting. Sharing your success builds more success. This is about generosity and sharing. And you guys, Leos, you are one of the most generous signs. So again, I'm getting this very strong message for the Leos in particular. You guys tend to be very, very big givers, very, very generous, very loving and supportive of the people you love in your life. Are you getting the same from the people in your life? Okay. Are you getting the same feedback that you're outputting? I'm just getting a major message around Spirit wants the Leos. Be honest with yourself, you guys, about who's around you. And are they actually supportive and got your back, or are they just using you? Are they leeching you? Is there jealousy? Okay, Pluto's in your 7th house in an opposition to the new moon in Leo, in an opposition to the Leo placement. So let's just be honest here. And you're not doing anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with you. We've been programmed to not be confident, to not be leaders, to not be creative. And you guys just naturally are like that. And you're very, very giving. Okay. So as you give, you receive. And there can be gifts also coming in this month. And yes, sharing your resources, and yes, sharing your love, but making sure it's reciprocal. Miss Stacy Sullivan says, don't let them dull your sparkle. I'm stealing that. It's mine now. Okay, nice. Yeah, you can steal that. Bamlo says, Leos are the lovers. Sharing your success builds more success. Definitely. Okay, Leos, sending lots of love your way and have a magical month of July. Next, we've got our Virgo, sun, moon, and risings. Virgo, you're going to be having your ruler Mercury in the sign of Cancer until July 17th. Then Mercury moves into Leo, and we're going to have Mercury retrograde from July 17th to August 10th. Okay, so that's definitely wonky for all of us, but in particular, you and the Geminis ruled by Mercury. So as I said for the Geminis, double check, triple check everything. We want to take it easy. Take it easy during a Mercury retrograde. Don't make any big decisions. Not the best time to travel, sign contracts. Okay, if you're feeling off or kind of confused, it's because your ruler's retrograde and it rules the mind. So yeah, we've got full moon in Capricorn in your 5th house and new moon in Leo in your 12th house. So that full moon in Capricorn, it's highlighting your 5th house of love, romance, play, fun, creativity, being in the spotlight. You can be, at the time of this full moon, going through a release of what's holding you back from professionally sharing your gifts, right? Or sharing your gifts and your creativity having to do with your long-term goals, Capricorn. Very good full moon for you to be doing inner child work, inner child ruled by the 5th house. And the new moon in Leo on the 24th is in your 12th house. So that's a very magical, spiritual new moon where you want to pay attention to your dreams. That's fantastic for you to be doing visualization, any kind of spiritual practices for manifesting, intention setting, spending some time on your own. And some of you guys may even be traveling to far away, distant places around the time of that new moon. Let's pull a card for our Virgos for the month of July. What have we got going on? Have you Virgos been feeling weird in your body? Because I'm getting a sense of like numbness in my hands as I'm talking about the Virgos. And it's funny because Virgos does rule the body and health. We are going to have South Node conjunct Mars in Virgo. So yeah, if you're feeling weird physical things, those are just assumption symptoms. Don't worry about it. Ooh, we got the Four of Pentacles. Interesting. Holding on too tight can stop you from moving forward. Okay, so there may be a challenge in particular for the Virgos this month. Okay, we do have the South Node in your sign with Mars conjunct. So there's a big letting go and release this month having to do with the matrix systems. And yeah, I keep getting this sense like in your body, there may be some weird ascension symptoms that the Virgos are getting, or some challenging letting go of certain routines, schedules, just kind of like the practical side of life. Try to go with the flow as much as possible and not hold on too tightly to what's not working anymore. CeeLo Joe says, holy smokes, yes, I've been feeling new tingly sensations. Porter Guer, sorry, I might be pronouncing that wrong, says, Virgo rising here, currently having numbness in hands because I'm working on the computer. Way more than normal health issues always, though. Wow, and Tammy, I have tingling in my hands as you speak, Meg. Okay, Virgos, you guys need to get grounded, which is weird for me to say because you're one of the most grounded signs. You guys need to chill out this month because this is going to be weird. Okay, this is going to be not negative. Let me be clear. It's going to be trippy for you because you like everything to be a certain way, right? You like stability. You're one of the earth signs and you rule schedule, right? Organization, and things are literally falling apart in so many aspects astrologically, where literally get barefoot outside, get your hands in the dirt, take salt baths, really do things to put yourself into your body and be present in the moment. Because you guys are grounded, but like you're very grounded in the mind, I'm hearing spirit say. You guys are very mental. Bring the groundedness into the body, and that'll help you deal with the shifts that we're going through this month. CeeLo Joe, wow, a lot of you guys are having tingling hands. What the heck? CeeLo Joe says, bang on, Meg, all true. I just said go with the flow this morning. Interesting. Thank you guys for sharing. It's wild. Yeah, and of course, as you're saying, Porter, Virgos rule perfectionism. Okay, so all Virgos have a unique chart, but generally, Virgos tend to be perfectionists. And I keep getting spirit say this whole past year, like things are not going to your plan that you had. And that goes for all of us. The plans are changing. Let go of the tight grip of like, I was going to be a doctor at this certain hospital on this certain street ever since I was 12 years old. That's the plan I had. And I've been working towards that. And it's been my schedule every day. None of our plans are going exactly to the plans, Virgo. Okay, so breathe in, breathe out. We love you guys. Okay. Love you, Virgos. Sending lots of love your way. And next we move to our Libras. Yeah, Porter says Uranus and Gemini is going to disrupt all our plans, but I think it's needed. Totally. I totally agree with you. And I even have it myself. There's certain plans I'm like, what the fuck? Why isn't this working out, right? But what's that saying? God's rejection is your protection or something like that. Remember that this month, you guys. That goes for all of us. Okay? God's rejection is God's protection. I think that's how that saying goes. All right, Libras. We've got your ruler Venus in Taurus, her home sign, until July 6th. Then she moves into Gemini. So you can be feeling quite chatty, social, wanting to learn new information. A good time for short distance travel until Mercury goes retrograde on the 17th. Venus conjunct Uranus on July 4th. So as I said for the Taurus, the first week of July for the Taurus and the Libras ruled by Venus, it's going to be weird. It's going to be shocks, surprises, not necessarily bad, but just really trippy. Okay, so if things are weird the first week of July, Taurus and Libras, for you guys in particular, it's going to be weird for all of us, but for you guys in particular, you're not going nuts. It's just the energy. Okay, go with the flow. You're having the full moon in Capricorn on July 10th in your 4th house and the new moon in Leo on July 24th in your 11th house. And that full moon in the 4th house is highlighting your home, family, your emotions, ancestors, the past. So that's a beautiful full moon to be doing release work, cleansing, having to do with the home and the family. There can be emphasis on older family members for you around the time of that full moon. Remember, Capricorn is older people, healing breakthroughs having to do with your parents or your grandparents. The new moon in Leo on July 24th is in your 11th house. Ooh, so that's a great new moon to be around friends, like-minded community, groups, networking. There can be new opportunities having to do with gains, friends, community, technology, social media, because it's in Leo, that full moon, new moon, which is all about putting yourself in the spotlight, your gifts, your talents, and passions. That's a good new moon to maybe be, if your work has to do with social media or technology, what are new ways that you can share yourself more online? Integrate different ways of sharing your gifts. How can you share your gifts more in your like-minded communities? Okay, there can be some cool new friends or people coming into your life as well around that new moon. And pretty nice overall for the Libras for the month of July. So let's see, what's the tarot card we've got for our Libras this month? Ooh, King of Wands. It's interesting. As I was pulling the card for you guys, I saw a dragon, which dragons are very creative, sexual, primal, protective, empowering. So something about the Libras, there's like a dragon energy there. And you've got the King of Wands, which is use the dynamic energy of a leader, visionary, successful, swift, expansion, strength, power. So this feels like a good month for the Libras. You can be feeling really inspired in your confidence, in your leadership, maybe stepping into a leadership role more in your community, in your friend group with that new moon in Leo in your 11th house. I'm hearing Spirit ask, like, where do you shine, Libras, right? Where do you shine? What do you love to do? Be in your confidence, share your gifts. Share what you love to do. So that's cool. Okay, love you, Libras. And next we move to our Scorpio, sun, moon, and risings. Scorpio, we've got your traditional ruler Mars in the sign of Virgo for the month, putting a emphasis on health, routines, day-to-day work. Now, Mars is going to be conjunct the South Node. Okay, so Aries, Scorpios, and Virgos are going to feel that Mars conjunct the South Node the most. There can be a, theme this month of letting go of karmic issues related to work and health as well. So Scorpios, we're always, oh my God, and I am a Scorpio, so shout out to all my Scorpios. When you're a Scorpio, it literally never ends. The healing work literally never ends. So Scorpios, if this month of July with our traditional ruler Mars conjunct the South Node, you're like, what the hell? There's all this, I'm releasing so much health-wise in the body, in my work, in my day-to-day schedule. You can be feeling very much like a Virgo, but don't go into the perfectionism. Don't go into the over-controlling. Just go with the flow of what is coming up. This is a great month, Scorpios, for us to be cleansing energetically and physically, and just be aware that similar to the Aries, and the Virgos, and all of us, for particular those three signs, we're going through a very big karmic release. The South Node is about past lives. It's about the past. It's about karma. Woo! We've also got our modern day ruler, Pluto, exactly opposite the sun and the moon on the new moon in Leo. We are going to have sun opposite Pluto. So around the end of the month, on that new moon, July 24th, exact sun opposite Pluto, that's going to feel intense for us. We can be feeling even more intense than usual. Watch out for power struggles, drama, your shadow side coming to the surface. Okay, watch out for drama, because Leo can be drama, Scorpio can be drama, and I'm saying that as a Scorpio. So we've got the full moon in Capricorn on July 10th in our third house. That's illuminating and bringing healing, cleansing energy to our local environment, friends, siblings, neighbors, what information we're taking in, how we communicate, share our messages. And then we have the new moon in Leo on July 24th in our 10th house. So that is a good new moon to be, setting intentions around work, career, long-term goals. But there's a potential for power struggles at work. Unnecessary. I'm hearing the word. So if you're feeling more intense than usual, Scorpios, just breathe. Be mindful of what you're projecting onto others, how intense you're coming off, because it might freak some people out. The Leos and the Scorpios at the end of that month. But, if there's ever issues, things sometimes need to come up to the surface for us to heal through it, right? So sometimes it's good if there's a little bit of drama coming up, a little bit of stir in the pot. Okay, let's pull a card for our Scorpios for the month of July. Scorpios for the month of July. Oh my God, we've got the Tower. Okay. Well, our whole lives are basically a Tower moment. So it's nothing we can't handle, Scorpios. Expect the unexpected, collapse, destruction, foundational shift, reality check, ambition, adversity. So, Mars, our traditional ruler, conjunct the South Node. Pluto, our modern day ruler, opposite the new moon, sun opposite Pluto. We're going through a big release and expect the unexpected. Okay, Uranus in Gemini is transiting over our 8th house. Okay, so there's some very big transformation shifts. Go with it. Okay, go with it. I'm not scared. Cindy says, no. Well, it's funny because we Scorpios process the shadow side of life on behalf of the other signs. So as the world is going through Tower moments, the Scorpios will go through Tower moments. So it makes sense. Embrace the weirdness. Laugh through whatever is going to come up. Okay. Through the breakdowns come the breakthroughs. And let's pull a clarifier for the Scorpios. Ooh, 5 of Wands. Where have we been pushing? Where has there already been a conflict? Okay, be honest with yourself, Scorpio. Where has there already been a conflict going on? That's what's going to be related to the Tower moment. It's going to come to a head. Okay, so the more okay, that's going on, but whatever, let it. That's what's going to come to the Tower moment. So deal with things head on, and we're going to get through this. I promise. Therese says, "We're with you, Scorpio. You can do it." Yeah. As a Scorpio, when I see this, or when I see the devil, or when we have crazy transits, it is kind of scary, but at the same time, I'm not really scared, because when you're a Scorpio, and some of you guys may think I'm totally dramatic in saying this, literally your whole life is like this. And sorry, I can't close in on it. That is our whole lives. So, okay, we're going to continue the process. That's what we signed up for. That's why we're here. Now, Scorpios, we do have, Spirit does want me to say, Jupiter in Cancer transiting over our 9th house of Jupiter, and Jupiter coming off of the Saturn-Neptune square. So this isn't like a total, I feel like with Jupiter in our 9th house, it's not a total shit show. Hi, Carla. Nice to see you. But whatever's already been an issue is coming to a head. Okay, so that's what I have to share with you guys. Love my fellow Scorpios. Let me know what's going on. Keep me in the loop. I'll keep you guys in the loop. We need to have like a Scorpio support group, I swear to God. Next, we move to our Saggy Waggies. Okay. Saggies, your ruler Jupiter is out of the square with Saturn and Neptune. Yay! As we come into July. So it's been weird. The Saggies the past year with Jupiter and Gemini, with these on and off squares to Saturn, it's been weird. Saggies have not been having a good time. All the Saggies, I don't. If you've been having a good time and you're a Saggy, let me know in the comments. But good news, Jupiter exalted in Cancer off of the squares. Jupiter is your ruler. This is very, very positive. You're the lucky duckies. We've got full moon in Capricorn in your 2nd house on July 10th. Great new moon to be focusing on your values, your income, releasing what no longer serves in those areas, or your pleasure and enjoyment. You can be really inspired for entrepreneurship, new work endeavors. And we've got new moon in your 9th house of Sagittarius on July 24th. So even though that new moon's in an opposition to Pluto, that's very inspirational. Many of you guys may be traveling somewhere. It's a good time to start to take a new course, doing Saggy expansive things, publishing, sharing your wisdom out into the world. That can feel lighter for you, that new moon, than a lot of the other signs. So this is like, I actually feel for the Saggies, it's a lightening up of the energies big time. And let's pull a card for our Saggies. Oh, okay. 10 of Swords, which interesting. That's a Gemini card. And we've just come out of Jupiter being in Gemini, your ruler being in Gemini. It has ended and finished for better or worse. I feel like you guys are coming out of this. Okay, let me know, Saggies, how it's been feeling, because I talk to people all the time from all over the world, and pretty much every Saggy I've been talking to, it's been a very strange past year. Let's pull a clarifier on that. Yeah. That, I mean, you can't make this stuff up. You're coming out of this, you're stepping into the chariot. So literally, as soon as July begins, and actually, let me check in my astrology program. 1 second, you guys. As July begins, I want to know when exactly Jupiter comes out of that intense square. Just bear with me 1 sec, you guys. I don't remember everything at the top of my head. Okay. It's going to be, let me move this forward. Oh, July 2nd, Jupiter ingresses into 5 degrees, comes off of really, so right at the beginning of the month. Yeah, that makes sense. Comes off of really intense square. This is crazy. This is a Gemini card, Jupiter and Gemini. This is a Cancer card, your ruler Jupiter going into Cancer. So I feel like this is affirming really good energy shift. You're inspired to move ahead, moving in new directions, focus, determination. You have success in the face of difficulty. Yeah, for many Saggies, it's been like very difficult the past year. So yay, happy to report that to you guys. Okay, next we have our Capricorns, Sun, Moon, and Risings. Capricorns, your ruler Saturn is going retrograde from July 13th to November 5th. So with Saturn retrograde, there can be people, places, things coming up from the past, a theme of the past, reflection. It's good to be doing that while your ruler's retrograde. Full moon in your sign, annual full moon in Capricorn on July 10th in your first house. So that's a very potent full moon for you to be doing cleansing, release work, empowerment, right? How are you showcasing yourself? And where do you stand? We've got your ruler Saturn retrograde. Actually, we'll go retrograde after that full moon. Your ruler Saturn conjunct Neptune, dissolving, letting go, release. This is a theme for us all. But for you, Capricorn, you do have a very big job here because you are very big space holders, leaders, hard workers, and things are majorly changing this month when it comes to the work field, when it comes to our collective values, when it comes to the structures. So similar to some of the other signs, I think most affected by the transits of this month, make time for self-care and like energy work, sound healing to help you naturally go with the flow of the releases that are going on, because you're going to continue to have your important role of big responsibilities and leadership, but in the new systems that we're stepping into. New moon in Leo on July 24th in your 8th house. So that's a great new moon for anything having to do with shared resources with others, sex, intimacy, your psychic abilities, transformation, investments, hidden money. Do want to be mindful though, because Pluto, which is the ruler of the 8th house, is in an opposition to the new moon. So big theme the whole month for you for letting go and release and empowerment as well. Some of you may also be meeting a new partner, new suitor around that new moon in Leo. Leo is very romantic. 8th house is sex and intimacy. So if you're a single Capricorn, I like that new moon also for dating, meeting new partners. Let's pull a card for our Cappies for the new moon. Sorry, for the month of July, not just the new moon. King of Swords. King of Swords. This is interesting because I feel like Capricorns are naturally like this. Think things through from all perspectives, precision, articulate, truthful, design and plans, controlled but determined. You guys are, maybe your ruler Saturn conjunct Neptune is actually really helping you guys dissolve what no longer serves and move forward and be mindful of your thoughts and your words, swords, and your intentions, because you are very powerfully manifesting right now. And many of you are stepping into powerful positions right now. There's powerful opportunities. If you breathe and observe everything that's going on, you could actually fare quite well during this month. And I feel like there's a lot of work changes for many of the Capricorns. And there will be a lot of new fields of work, especially with Uranus going into Gemini. Okay, Cappies, love you guys. Sending lots of love your way. And next we go to our Aquarians. Your modern day ruler Uranus enters Gemini, comes out of fall position of Taurus. So that has also affected you, Aquarians, since 2018. Life has maybe been very weird or unstable. Now Uranus is in Gemini, so you're feeling more in your element. And, Pluto has been in your sign of Aquarius, and Uranus is the dispositor of Pluto and Aquarius. So it's activating that Pluto and Aquarius transit even more. heightened levels of transformation and empowerment, and secrets being revealed and occult powers coming to you. We've got the full moon in Capricorn on July 10th in your 12th house. So that's very powerful for cleansing, letting go of deep-seated karmic issues and patterns that no longer serve you, tied to your long-term goals, tied to your work, tied to the matrix, all ruled by Capricorn. Also very creative. Full moon, good time for you to be spending a little bit of time alone or doing some behind-the-scenes work. New moon in Leo on July 24th is in your 7th house. Ooh, Aquarians, that's very romantic. That very good for love life if you're already in a relationship, or if you're a single Aquarius. Ooh, you can be meeting a new suitor with that new moon in Leo in your 7th house. New suitors in love, work relationships as well, new aesthetic and style coming forward, right? Does how you present yourself actually align with who you truly are, right? In your love, natural love energy. Amazing. Let's pull a tarot card for our Aquarians for this month of July. Yeah, Uranus and Gemini, that's going to feel fun for you. Oh my God. It's a huge new beginning. We've got the Fool. This is a huge new beginning. Some of you maybe haven't felt Pluto and Aquarius, which may sound stupid for me to say, but the disposer Uranus has been at full. So with Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, going into Gemini, you can be really activated more and feeling more. The Pluto and Aquarius transit, Uranus shifting sign. This is a Uranus related card. Spread your wings and fly. New journey, potential, curiosity. I'm getting a vision that many Aquarians, you're going to start to feel like you're riding a whole new wave. Whoa! You're surfing on a whole new wave of energy and possibilities, and it feels exciting. And be open to the new journey, be open to the new energy, and take things lightheartedly and have fun. So you guys got the Fool. That's fun. Okay, last we've got our Pisces, sun, moon, and risings for the month of July. Pisces, your modern day ruler Neptune goes retrograde from July 9th to December 1st. So again, and we're having lots of planets going retrograde this month. Themes of reflection of the past, information, people, things can be coming back from the past during that time. So be mindful of that. Hello, Sunny. She says, sup, bro. We've got the full moon in Capricorn on July 10th happening in your 11th house. So that's highlighting your friends, networking, like-minded community, the future, gains, technology, social media. There may be, Pisces, possibly like an ending to a friendship or group that you've been associated with, or could even be, highlighting to you an ending of your relationship to technology. Do you need to look at, how long are you spending on social media or technology? I'm definitely one to talk. I'm like not perfect with that at all, but just saying, good for you to look at your relationship with technology. Others can also be illuminating to you at the same time. How can you bring technology or social media maybe more into your work, Capricorn, or your long-term goals? Sharing your wisdom, your medicine out into the world more. We've got new moon in Leo in your 6th house on July 24th. Sunny says, I'm so over the phone right now. I know, I feel the same. I'm so excited. Uranus and Gemini, whole new gadgets, whole new ways of doing things. So I'm excited for the advancements of what's to come. New moon in your 6th house. So this is a great new moon for starting a new health routine, new day-to-day work, new routines in general, scheduling, clearing out the office, creating a new office. And, it's in the sign of Leo, which is about your passions, right, Pisces? Or are you doing your passions day to day? Are you having fun day to day? Where can you bring more play or fun into your day to day? How can you be more creative in your work and day to day life? Something for you to think about with that new moon. And let's pull a card for our Pisces for the month of July. We've gotten very interesting cards for everybody. Oh, wow. Strength, which is a Leo related card. Strength. Pisces, you guys are feeling renewed. Okay, that's so random. I'm hearing, I've never even heard this song since I was like a kid. That song from Britney Spears, Stronger. I'm stronger than yesterday. I don't even remember it that well, but that's just coming to mind. Stronger. You guys are feeling stronger, renewed strength, inspired. It's interesting because you're Pisces and you're the most sensitive sign in astrology, but there's something about this month where you're actually one of the signs kind of holding it together compared to the other signs. Carla says, oh, yay, I'll clean up my workshop space again. Yeah, that's good for you to do. You don't know your own strength until it's tested. That's interesting. That's interesting. So, maybe part of that strength or that confidence building is the fact that so many people are waking up spiritually into their sensitivity, and you're going to be speaking them through that. Uranus and Gemini, a lot of people being activated big time this month, where your gifts, you're stronger than yesterday. I forget how that song goes, but it goes something like that. Yeah, your gifts are helping people and it's giving you confidence. You're having renewed confidence and reminder of your inner strength, of who you truly are and what you're here to offer. So that's cool. Okay, thank you guys. If you've stayed this far, thank you so much for joining me in today's July forecast Astro Woo for the month, for the collective and all 12 signs. Before I finish up here, want to mention that over at Floraline Blooms and Botanicals, they've got a Summer Light Alchemy bundle available, floralinefarm.ca. That looks really cool, those soaps and is it butters? Yeah, looks like butters. Awesome. So you can go check that out over there. And so important, you guys, the soaps, the products that we use for self-care, things that are a high vibe like the Floraline products really help us to nourish ourselves. And also currently 50% off the Beginner's Guide to Astrocartography workshop. You can use code ASTRO50 to get 50% off. And soon we're going to be launching the part 2 on the Beyond Mystic Academy, which I'm going to be doing live Sunday, July 13th. So stay tuned for that. We'll be launching that soon. The rest of the day on the Beyond Mystic channel, we've got the As Above, So Below show, which I usually do with the Shala, but not going to be hopping on due to personal reasons today. So it'll be Ashala and Janine for tonight's As Above, So Below show. And we've got the whole schedule for Beyond Mystic over at beyondmystic.net/schedule. And again, if you'd like to have a personal astrology reading with me, those are available over at consultations.beyondmystic.net. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Meg Moonbeam and Beyond Mystic channels. I love you all so much, and I'm wishing you a very magical Uranian forward-moving July. This is going to be a very exciting month. And I am going to be, Jens and I hosting a retreat and traveling, doing a little bit of summer vacation, but I've pre-recorded some videos that are going to be coming out on the channel, and I will be going live at some time. So stay tuned, you guys. Thank you, Carla, for joining. Thank you, Sunny, for joining, and everybody else. And I will see you all very, very soon. I'll see you all tomorrow for Wednesday Daily Astro. Bye, everybody. Have a magical July.